Now we are going to start the sprint 6. So let's move all the storage. Object specific action, tabular report, and reports we will take it separate sprint. Now till this point, we have a 5 stories which I'm going to start the sprint 6. Let's start the sprint 6. Click on the start button. Now the first one is enable field tracking for the candidate and position object. Now how do we enable the field tracking? Field tracking.
Creating the field.
Okay. What is the other way?
Setup.
Setup.
Okay.
What is the other way we have to enable the field tracking?
Field security.
Object.
Okay, one is on the object level, object manager, you can select the position, right? So we will select the position. In this position, whenever you are creating it, the first thing is that you need to enable the field. Click on here, you have an option here, set history tracking. But what is the question it is asked here? Enable the field tracking. Enable the field tracking. Now, do I have a field tracking here? History tracking is there. Set the history tracking, right? So go to the setup and then search for here field tracking. Field tracking. Now field tracking is on the charter level, right? History tracking is a different, field tracking is a different. Field tracking is on the charter level if you want to allow anything to be like enable field tracking, right? So this one, what it does for the object, so user can follow the records from the object type. From the charter, if anybody is posting the information related to the record, saying that I have completed this record, or this is the new record we have created, client is going to post it. So when we post it, the record has to be displayed on the charter, right? So when the record is displayed on the charter, it has to show certain fields on the charter. So if it does not enable the field tracking, it will not show on the charter. So enable for the position. So go to the position here. In the position, I'm enabling the field tracking. Let's say I wanted to capture the location, job level, minimum pay, and then I have a position name. Let's say status. So these are the fields I can track it. Maximum we can set 20 fields. Maximum we can set 20 fields. Click on this save. Now similarly, I'll go to the candidates. In the candidate, I'll enable. Let's say candidate is a current employer or a candidate number, email, first name, last name, mobile number, postal code, state, and then click on save. I have enabled the field tracking on the chart. So enable the field tracking for a candidate and position object for some selected fields used in the recruitment app. Right? So whatever the fields are there in the recruitment app, we have enabled it. Click on done. So that's about the field tracking. Next one, we have a field history tracking for all the objects. Now, if I go to the field history tracking, for the field history tracking, now we have to go to the, where should we go right now? Object manager, position. Now here, fields and relationship, set tracking. Now set history tracking. Now whatever I did enable in the field tracking, it is not showing here. So field tracking is a different, history tracking is a different, right? So in the history tracking, probably I need to capture the some information, maximum pay when it is opened and what is the status of it, and then location, minimum pay, right? So track change only. So whenever there is a change is happening, that time I wanted to capture. So let's say recruitments, educational recruitments, click on save. Similarly, I'll go to the another object, which is called as a candidate. Candidate. Click on the field history tracking, set history tracking. And then here I can say country, education, let's say postal code, state, and years of experience. If these are changed on the field record level, then I'm going to capture the history. Now, like this, I can apply the history tracking for the multiple objects in the real time. We do it almost what are the mandatory objects are there. We don't do it on the every object, right? I have a, let's assume a lead management. In the lead management, clients are going to work on the mostly on the opportunity, right? So opportunity stages are there are multiple opportunity stages are there, right? So especially the clients are important to see the history tracking on the opportunity. They are not interested on the account contact. They are not interested on that, right? Product, they are not interested. Why opportunity? Because once it is converted lead to the opportunity, now when the sales team calls the customers, that time they will have a discussions, right? So during the discussion, anything might change anytime. So that tracking they are planning to have it. So usually we do not keep the history tracking for all the objects, and this is also suggested by the client. So which one they wanted to track it. So let's move it to done. We have completed. Next, we will go to the list view. Now, I wanted to create a list view. I will update it. Now, let's say I wanted to update the list view. That means I wanted to create a list view. So the list view is for multiple objects like a position object and candidate object. So for a position object, I'm going to create a one list view, which is the open positions. And another list view is, which is a closed position. And then we have a technical position, non-technical position. So I'll be creating the 4 list views. And in the candidate object, I'll be creating the 2 list views, employed candidate and non-employed candidate. Sorry. Employed candidate and non-employed candidates. So let's go ahead and create it. For creating the list view, we'll go to the object, and by default, I have a 2 list view, right? So if I create a new list view, which is called as a setup, and click on the new open positions. Now, this is only I can see, or all the users can see, or share the list with a group of the users. Let's say I'm going to share with everyone. Click on this save. Once it is created, now I'm going to select here all positions, click on done, add filter. Let's say we are going to say here status equal to new positions. Click on that. Now new positions is nothing but which are not closed. That means could be a pending, could be a open, approved. These all are open. So I can select multiple pick list values here and then click on done. So status if it is equal to new position or a pending approval or open approval. Now click on save. Now I have a 3 records. Now in this records, like for example, I wanted to see few more fields. Let's say a position name. And then I'm going to display the status, skills required, and what is the severity it is, and which record type. Is it a technical or non-technical? Now these are the information I can see here. Right? Now what is the reason here record types are not showing?
We created those records.
You have not assigned any record type.
We are not enable.
The record.
We were creating the record type, so that was what was created.
Right. So we have created the first records, then we have created the record types. Now, this is exactly scenario in the real time also it happens. When it happens, what should we do?
First,
Have
we
to
need
assign
to
the
create
record
the
type, ma'am.
record type and have to assign that.
Okay, so here I have a 2 records, which I can go and manually edit it. But assume that if you have a 10,000 records in the real time, what you will do? How do you assign it? If you have a 10,000 records, it is so difficult to go here and update each one of the record. It almost take you like a 3 days of your time just updating the record types.
Using data loader or trigger.
Okay. Yes.
What you will do?
Data loader, ma'am.
Data import. In the
Import
data
wizard.
import, sorry,
Data import wizard.
data import wizard, okay. But in the data import wizard, now I'm not importing the new records, right? I'm just updating the existing one. Right? How do I do it? What is the easiest way? We have multiple options, but what is the easiest way?
Close.
Close, close, okay. But this is a one-time effort. Only first time you have to do.
Through the data loader, we can do it, ma'am.
Update the.
So we need to first export the data from Salesforce and then modify or add the record ID. Do not add the record name, record type name. Just add the record type ID. Whatever the ID is associated with this record type, mention that ID and then do the import. So while importing it, do not specify all the fields. Just specify the mapping of the record type. So that means we are not changing any other field. I'm just updating the record type ID. Right? So whoever is completed the data loader for them, right? So you will be able to understand. Now, whoever is not completed. So basically, whenever we are doing the data loader, you have a CSV file. Right? From the CSV file, you are importing the data to the data loader. So what are the fields that you wanted to send it to the data loader from the CSV file? You will choose the fields here. And what is the mapping field from the object level? This is Salesforce object fields. This is Salesforce object fields. In the Salesforce object field, now CSV file of this field should map to which field of the object. So you need to map it. So when you are mapping it, make sure that means mapping is nothing but I want to update all these fields in the object. Right, for example, you have 100 fields. Now here you have 5 fields are there. Out of 5 fields, you just need a record types. So just specify here record type ID and in CSV file, the record type ID. What are the header is there that record type ID. So that means I wanted to update only one field. So for that purpose, easiest way is either you can go to the data loader or else if the person is a good in the development, that they can write hardly 7 lines of code. So just writing the 7 lines of code, they can do that update in the just a record type ID. Right? So this 7 lines is going to help them to update the record type ID. Then not to go for a data loader.
Actually, I was not aware of data load. So that means from the object we have to import the data and we have to map, and after that we have to export the data. Am I correct?
Yes. Which batch you are in, Naveen?
430 batch.
Okay, 430 batch, it's not yet done. So maybe we will see. Data loader part is after the admin course.
Okay.
Created one list view, which is nothing but open position. Next, I need to create a closed position. Now for that, what I can do simply, I can clone the existing one, clone it and create a new one, which is called as the closed position. Closed position and all users can see, click on a save. So how many records will I be able to see? closed is not filtered, closed filtered, closed not approved, closed cancelled. How many records will I be able to see? 2 records. Because whatever the complete records are there, we do not have any of the record that is closed. So that's the reason we are not able to see. Now the next one is technical position and non-technical position. So technical, non-technical is, what are those technical and non-technical? Technical and non-technical is a record types. So what should be my criteria then in that case? What is the filter criteria that I need to use it? Field, which field do I need to use it? Record type, record ID or record type? Which one?
Record type.
Record
Record type.
type equals to technical.
Technical.
Click on done. How many records will I be able to see? 2 records I will be able to see. So technical position. Similarly, I'll be creating another one, non-technical.
Non-technical.
And all users, click on save. Now, what is the condition that I need to apply here? How many records will I be able to see? One.
Only
record. So far we have these many, like a open position, closed position, technical position, non-technical position. And that's on the position and on the candidate. On the candidate, we have to create it, employed candidate and then non-employed candidate. Now, what should be the criteria that I need to put it? What should be the criteria to get employed candidate? Sorry?
We have checkbox, no ma'am. It currently employed or one field is there.
Okay, what was the checkbox? Which one should I need to use it?
Current employer.
Current employees.
Is candidate working currently on? So here, this is a checkbox. I need a employed.
Equals to 2.
Click on that. And if it is a non-employed, all users click on save. I'm going to select false. Click on done. Save. Now, go to the employed one. Now, how many fields it is displaying? Only one field it is displaying. Let's say here I'm going to select the country, current employer, education, email ID. Also, I'm going to get the first name. First name I'm going to display. Second place, and then click on save. Perfect. So these are the information. So this is list view. So we have completed the list view. Now let me update the description here. Fine, click on done and then save. In progress and then done. Next, we have a global action. I need to create a global action to create a position and candidate record. What is a global action here? What is a global action? Where can I see the global action? Buttons,
Links and actions.
button,
Buttons, links and actions.
that is object level. Global action.
Empty or not.
Favorites, okay. Where is the favorites? Is it this one? This one? Plus button is the global action, not this one. So global action is that instead of going to the multiple object, if you want to quickly create a report, just click on the plus button. So quick way to create a report, which is called as a global action. If you want to create a global action, go to the setup and search for here, global action. Go to the global action. Click on this global action. I'm going to create a new action here. Now, right now, I do not have a plus button, new position or a new candidate. So here we have a option, new event, new task, new contact, log a call, new opportunity, new case, new lead, email. So right now we are going to create a new report. So you can choose which action type do you want. Do you want to send an email quickly, or do you want to create a report quickly, or a log a call, or a custom visual post, or do you want to have a custom canvas, or do you want to call the lightning component or a lightning web component? Even in the global actions, you can use the lightning web component and component. Now, right now we are simply creating a report, and the object is position object. Click on this position, report type. We have a two type of a report types are there, technical and non-technical. So if you have a report types, then only it is going to show you the mandate of report type. Otherwise, it will not show here. So report type is technical position. And the label here, new position. And then click on save. Now, once I am done, just refresh this page. And if you click on the plus button, you will be able to see new position. Click on here, click on this. Fresh. We have created a global action, but I did not add it to the layout. It won't be displayed. I need to add it to the layout. So here, new position. Now position name, I need to display. What are the fields that you wanted to add it? Functional area. What is the dependency for the functional area? Job level. And maximum pay, minimum pay. And then click on save. Now I have a new position is created. Right? So if you want to edit the layout, you can edit it. Now, if you want to predefine any field values, you can predefine it. Now, if I click on this refresh button, also you have a option here, publisher layout. Right? Publisher layout. Now, if you click on this edit, this is a global layout. Now, this is global one. Now, how many you wanted to create it? Let's say, for example, right now we have created a new position. Just place it here. Global publisher and even only. If you want on the mobile lightning, just place it here. Click on save. So create a global action and place it onto the publisher layer. Now just refresh. It might take you some time. On this plus button, now you can see new position. If you click on a new position, how many fields you can see here? Maximum 5 fields, because the layout we have designed to show only 5 fields. And here position name is, let's say LWC lightning web component. Maximum pay is around 40 lakhs. And functional area is finance. Then I'll be able to see the dependent job level. Minimum pay is around 3. On this sale. 30 lakhs and 40 lakhs. Click on save. Now the record is created. If you go back to the position object, you will be able to see the record, which is a lightning web component. right? So this is the easiest way of creating a report. Similarly, I'll be creating another action, which is called as a candidate. Click on this new action and create a record. The object is we are going to choose the candidate. Choose the candidate, and we do not have record type on the candidate, so it is not displaying here. Label is new candidate. New candidate, and click on save. So once it is saved, it will take me to the page layout. Now, which fields do you want to make it? So let's say I wanted to say candidate first name and candidate last name, mobile number, and maybe the postal code. Only these information I wanted to capture. Click on this save. Once the global action is created, go back to the home. Click on the publisher layout. In the publisher layout, edit your global actions. Edit your global actions. And let's say here, I'm going to add the action, which is we have created right now, new candidate. After the position, I'm adding it. Similarly, mobile and lightning actions, new candidate. Click on save. Now, if you go back, click on the plus button, refresh and click on the plus button. You will be able to see the option which is called as a new candidate. If you click on a new candidate, it will open the action. Let's say first name candidate name is Hari, and Salesforce mobile number is some number and postal code is click on save. Now, the question is, what will happen if I have a mandatory fields? If I have a mandatory fields, will I be able to create it or not? If there are any mandatory fields, global action itself is going to by default to show the mandatory fields whenever you are creating a new action. So there is no chance of missing the required fields. So we have completed the global action. Click on done. Now the next one is object specific action. Now, how do you create an object specific action? Now, basically on the job application, you wanted to create an action to create a review record. How do you create the object specific actions? When you go to the object specific, which object do I need to go for it? Job application. Whenever I open the job record, what I need another button here, review. New review record, edit object. Now, how do I create a object specific actions?
Buttons, links and actions.
New action, click on a new action. I'm going to add it here, create a record. And target is review object. Now label, create a record, create review record. Then click on it. Save. Once you add the action at the object, now what is the next step?
Add to the page level.
Add to the page layout. Right, so these are the information I'm adding it here. And the next thing is I'll go to the page layout, go to the job application. Which one do I need to select? The buttons, quick action, or a mobile lightning action? Mobile lightning action. And what we are creating? New. We are creating. I see that here. New review record. Can I see on the lightning? So where should I need to go? Mobile lightning actions or a quick actions or a button?
Quick
Why button?
actions.
Yeah, we have created the quick action, right?
Quick actions.
So when we have created the quick action, we have to go to the quick action. Now here, where is the quick action?
Bottom.
Where is the quick actions?
Quick action in Salesforce publishers.
But here it says that disabled. Everything is grayed out. Quick action in Salesforce, classic publisher, Salesforce mobile and lightning experience, everything is a grayed out. Now how can I place it?
We need an
New section.
How do you enable?
mobile and lightning. So there is a permission we need to specify.
Which permission you need to enable? Which permission do I need to enable? Have you guys practiced it? Page layout?
Search.
Click on overwrite the global publisher label.
Sorry? I did not hear it. What should we do? How do I enable it? Anyone has gone through this page layout. So what you guys done? What you have done?
From this system setting.
System settings.
Actions.
Mhm.
It is saying that we override the global publisher layout, right? So we have to publisher layout. We have to go maybe.
If we click on that blue color, so that the navigation.
So you just need to click on this. No system permission, no permission set, nothing is required. Right, so you just need to click on this. Now here, I'm going to say here, mobile lightning actions. I'm going to place it here, standard mobile. Let's place it here. Even quick action, if you want it on the quick action, place it here, quick action. Let's say. Refresh. Create a review record. Click on this, create a review record. Now, why only 3 fields are displaying it? Maybe,
That might be the.
might be. Just a 2 minutes back only I showed.
Mandatory maybe, that's why.
But here it is, it's not mandatory. Assessment.
Only 3 fields we have selected.
Where did we select it? Where did we select it?
Value creating the action.
When we creating the
Action.
huh?
Button value creating the data.
Action. While we are specifying the actions, or I need exact.
Actions.
Where actions?
Maybe in the global action we have created previously this one.
Maybe. Why maybe? I need exact. Because just now only I showed it. Why only 3 fields?
The basement.
Buttons being found of.
Still, I see the confusion in few members. Fine. Why hero killed villain? You know the answer, right? Everybody knows the answer. Right? But why 3 fields are showing? Why 3 fields are showing? Offline. Everybody's face, almost everyone faces question mark.
Specifying the action, we selected those things only to show all the things.
Okay. Are you sure? Your face seems like a doctor. If you are sure, then only say it. Because the other person is saying it, don't say that. Are you sure? Okay, so where do I need to go for it? Tell me. Let's say here, okay.
Becomes this building selection.
While creating the action. Yeah, I'm creating the action. Let's say I'm creating the action for task. So let's say new task. Now, where do I specify it? After save.
After save, then
If you are sure, then say confidently. In the layout of the action, we have selected only 3 fields. So that's the reason it was shown. Okay.
if
So
the
let's-
mandatory fields are more than 5, the page and the action will. We can show only 5 fields. If the mandatory fields are more than, then how can specify?
We cannot specify if it is more than 500 fields.
No, in that, we can specify, we can see only 5 fields in the global action or.
5 fields only in the global action. Just a second. Click on edit layout. How many it is showing it? 6. Layout level, we do not have any restrictions. Now click on done. We are done with the sprint 6. Let's complete the sprint 6. Now let's go ahead and start the next sprint, which is related to the reports. Start it in between with creative stories. Tabular report. So create a tabular report for the candidates. The report should display only those candidate details where the email is not mapped. And then also add the some fields as the first choice report. Is everybody clear on this report? What is the things we have to do it? Yes, what needs to do at the high level?
How to create a report for whom the email should be present.
Criteria condition is email not equal to null.
Not equal to none.
So this is one condition. What else? Also add some fields as the first choice report. How do you add a fields first of all in the report?
Bucket field.
What is bucket field?
No, ma'am. No.
Hmm?
No, ma'am. No. Tabular, in tabular, we can't do that.
I did not ask to calculate something. I just asked what are the are available in the report. How can I show those reports? How can you-
Profiles.
What is profile?
We
Hmm? What is profile? Let's go to the reports. Now click on the new report. Now before that, let's create a folder, new folder. Let's say admin project. Click on save. So it says all items created by anybody created on last modified. Let's go ahead and click on this create a folder. Click on save. Now let's go to right and to the analytics. Reports. And let's click on the new report. Which object we are creating the report?
Candidate.
Candidates. Okay. So in the candidates is object. Now let's assume I'm searching an object here, but I cannot see the object here. What might be the reason?
Hello.
Allow report is not enabled.
On the object level, we did not check the option allow reports. Click on start. Now the first condition is filter is, first of all, I wanted to show all the candidates. Click on apply. Now, if I want this automatically to be refreshed, updated preview automatically so that it will be updated automatically. Now, I need to add another filter criteria. What is the another filter criteria?
Email.
Not equal to null. Now, how do I add a fields?
Columns.
So let's say I wanted to add the current employer, education, email, and the post name, mobile number. These are required. Right, so these are the fields. Let's say first name, I wanted to display it here. Click on save, run. I'm saving the new candidate report, select the field, select the folder. Admin project, I'll select it. Click on save. So we have home, lightning report, and the report is two candidates information. We are pulling the details. Now, can I add a chart on the tabular report? If I click on all reports, I can see here new candidate report, admin project. Right, so this is the information. What will happen if I click on you subscribe? What will happen if I click on you subscribe? Validation group. Somebody said validation group. Okay. Others, what is subscribe?
The reports which are created on that time, it will send to the subscriber.
Create on that.
Notifications.
Is it a while creating only whenever it is created, or is it a different? While creating the report, or
After the report is created, it will be sent to the sub.
okay.
It seems to be like a YouTube subscription, when the video is released in particular channel, then that subscribed person will get automatically that particular thing.
Seems
Like
like
in
you
the-
have done my videos like a butty. Right? Same example. That's right. So whenever there is any updates are happened on the report. right? So daily there are few records gets created. Right? So reports are, so whenever there is a change on the report, whoever is subscribed it, whether it's me or my manager or anybody, they will be able to get the email with the information. Fine, that is completed. Now click on a summarized report. Now, how do I create a summarized report in the Lightning? In the Lightning application, what it says is summarize the data of position based on the position status, show the data for the open positions only, and also create the bar chart. Now, how do I create a summarized report in the Lightning? Okay, so let's click on here. On which object we are creating the summarize?
Position object.
Position object. So let's search it here, all. And let's search position, positions, and click on it, start. Now what I need to do first? Filters. And then show me all positions. Click on apply. What is the other condition I need to place it? Do I have any conditions to add it here?
Yes, ma'am, we have.
Okay, so what is the condition that we need to add it?
Open positions.
Open conditions only.
Open position zone. Let me add the criteria later, but let's add it here, position status. Status. And let's add the close date. Functional area. And job level. Job description. Severity. Now here, how do I create it? This is a which type of a report, this one? Tabular report. I want to convert the summarize. How do I convert it?
Columns.
So which one do we have to do group by?
Status.
Status. So just click on this group by this page. So it is showing me the 4 options. Click on run. So we have just 4. And we just want to see the one which are in new position. So let's click on edit. And filter condition here. I need to add a filter condition. What is the filter condition? Open position. Status equal to open position. I do not have an open position here. I do not have an open position. What is mean by open position?
New position.
New position and open approved, pending,
Pending.
these all will be the open positions. Now click on a save. New position report, select the folder, all the folders, and let's say admin project, click on select the folder. Save. Now can I create a summarized report chart? Can I create it? Can I create the chart?
Yes,
Add chart options.
Yes, ma'am.
Which chart do we need to add it? Bar chart.
Bar chart.
So what is this chart? Bar chart we have record count and show the, let's say show the values. Now 3 records. Now click on save and run. Right, so this is the summarized report. The next one which we are going to create it is, we have completed the bar chart, and the next one is Summarize the review records, group by the candidate so that rating can be grouped. So that rating can be grouped. So how do I create this report? Summarize the report, summarize review records. Basically, I need to summarize the review records. And then I need to do the group by. I need to do the group by candidate so that rating can be grouped. So how do I create it? On which object will I create a report? Candidate object, candidate object or
Parent position object.
Review object.
why position object is coming Srivalli?
Sorry.
So review records. Now do we have to create a report on review records or candidates? Sure.
Yes.
Click on this dashboard. Reports. Now click on new reports. All. Review or candidate? Review. Now here I have a activities with review, job application with review. Which one do I need to take it?
Activities, please.
Sure. What is the question here asked? Where is the candidate information?
Application, so we can.
So which one we have to take it? Review. What I need to do? The next step,
Group by can.
group by
By candidate.
Okay, let's add the fields. Okay, tell me what are the fields that I need to add it. Candidate name,
Ratings.
total rating or which one I need to add. Okay. Then
Candidate ID.
candidate ID. Where will I get the candidate ID?
Maybe number. Something like candidate number.
Candidate or candidate ID? Candidate or candidate ID?
Candidate only.
If I add this, what will happen? Will I get a ID or will I get a candidate complete record information? Nobody practiced reports. What else I need to add it? So let's add the position and let's add the status. Now, what is the next step that I need to do? Okay. Now, what is another filter that I need to place it? Do I need to place any other filter or I need to do the summarize?
Summarize
Summarize on which one?
candidate ID.
Group by this way. So what will happen here? Will I get the rating total? Group by candidate so that rating can be grouped. So am I getting the rating here? Rating, combined rating, am I getting it?
In that case, total rating, maybe we have to do the total rating.
Here we have a subtotal information. If I switch off this, what will happen? Total, I will not be able to see. Now add chart. What type of add chart we need to add it?
Donut.
Donut chart.
Donut chart is taking the sum of rating values. We are adding it and also you can add a percentage. Done. Now, where did I save the report? Did I save it into the folder that I have created, or did I save it into the private? Private. Now, if I wanted to change it, how can I change it? I wanted to move from the private to my own folder. How can I do that?
Move it.
Reports. Now it is in the private report. How can I move it? Double click.
In that dropdown, we can see. Last.
Move.
Here we have this red.
Are we done? Next one is a matrix report on the position. Group the rows on the status and columns on type. Now what do I need to do it? On which object do I need to create a report?
Position object.
Position object. Now how do I create a matrix?
We need to group both rows and columns.
Okay, so here we are selecting the position. Right, so group the rows on the status. And let's say I'm selecting the close date and JavaScript, Lightning, maximum pay. And then we have a open date, status. Now, what is the next step that I need to do?
Group the
What do I need to do? Hmm?
on the status, we have to group it. No?
Hari, what should I need to do? Okay, so what should I need to do here? Status. Group by this field, and what else? How do I create a matrix? Columns. Group by columns. How do I do the group by columns?
So we have already group columns. So we need to arrange fields in that.
What is the another field that we should be adding it? Okay. How do we add it? Group rows on status and columns on title. Which field we should be taking it? So I can see here status and type. Now type is, we have a different type of information is there. Now if you wanted to know the each detail, you can select it here, it will be reflected in. What are the detailed information is there, it will be there here. And click on save and run. New position report and select the folder, admin, and select the, click on save. Now what is this type of a report? It's a matrix report. The matrix report has a multiple sub-columns. Group by will be there on the multiple pages. And based on the selection, the below detail section will be displayed. Right? Now, if I want to add a chart, did I mention in that chart? Chart is not mentioned. But if you want to add it, you can add here. Now, let's say I'm going to take another one, line or a funnel, status and type. So if you want to go for a maximum pay, Let's click on this. So it will be full time and there is another type which is a black. You have it two different types are. So let's click on it, save. Then, so we have completed the matrix report. Now create a report on the job application having the related review report summarized and it's based on status. Now, which type of a report do I need to create it? Summarize. On the which object do I need to create a report? Job application. Report. All job application. Click on this job application, start the report. Now what all things I need to create it on this?
Related.
Related review records. So how do I add a related review records? Job application. So here, what are the fields it is displaying it? Is it showing the related review records information? Is it showing the related review record information? So what should we do? How do I add a related review records? Related review reports. Now I have created, as you mentioned, I have created on the report job application. What it says, job application having the related review reports. Now, do I have a related review reports here? I have
Number of review, number of test review.
but will I be able to get what are these? These are the formula fields. Formula fields on the job application. But will I be able to get a related review reports?
Cross object filter.
We need to select the object job applications on.
Job application on reviews or job application with reviews? What we should be like selecting?
Job applications with review.
Where do I need to change it?
While creating the reports, start, after start.
Okay, so but I have created already the report.
Can we change that, by clicking on pencil icon?
This one, so this is a name.
And cross object filters. Why is it
Sorry?
cross object filters?
Cross object, where is it?
Cross object filters, ma'am.
Join reports. Where should I need to change? Fields. Where is the fields? Filter. Fields. Job application and summary formula fields. Should I need to go? How do I change it?
If we click on filters, there we have a drop down. Can you see the drop in cross object?
Okay, so I clicked on the filters here.
A drop,
Filter,
add cross.
add cross filter. What will happen if I add a cross? What is a cross filter? What is a cross filter?
In the secondary object, wants to add the review
Where you want to add? With
with.
reviews. Okay, okay. What is cross filter?
Related objects.
So is it correct?
Here to add the.
So why you are so confused? Now let's go here, columns. Will I be able to see right now? Will I be able to see? What is the requirement? Having a related record, summarize it based on the status. Now here, do I have a status here? Okay, let's add the status and then click on this job application ID. And then let's take a sum of information, candidate name, position, and let's say rating. Click on save and run. Are you getting a noise from outside? Go and tell.
Go and tell to.
So click on this admin project and click on the select. Click on save. So here we have a new job applications with the status. How many records I am getting it? Only 2 records. But how many do I have if I go here, job application? If I click on the job application, I have a 3 records. So when I have a 3 records, why it is showing only 2 records?
Those are installed.
We have added with review. The job application, detail section, the review is 2 are there for the first one. Second one, if you click on this job application, and if you go to the review, there is a 1 record. And let's go to the third one. Click on a related list. How many are there? 0 records. So is it displaying correctly the information? But it is displaying correctly the information. But how do you know that? How many records are linked to this job application? Right? So the criteria is job application having the related review records. You want a related review records also, but it is not showing the related review records here. It is just showing the job application. Now what you need to do, why it is showing only 2 records, you need to go to the job application, go to the related list and check. Right? So if you add a cross filter, job application with the reviews, what will happen? You're still able to see only one object information. You will not be able to see the related record information, related object record information details. You cannot see it only here. So let's save this. Anyway, this is created, right? Save. Now let's go back to the reports. Now this time, tell me which type of a report I need to generate it and what is the option do I need to search it? What do I need to search it? Same scenario. Scenario is same, but I did not get the related record information. I need a related record, which is called as a review record information also in the same report. So which object do I need to create it?
Job application
With review.
with
So job
reviews.
application with review. Click on a start. Now will I be able to see the records of review? Will I be able to see the records of review? So I have a job application information as well as the review information. Let's say a rating. Now position. Then candidate name. And the let's say review number. Can I add a same field multiple times on the report? Can I add a same field on the same report multiple times?
Yes.
Yes or no? So for example, I have a candidate name. If I try to add it here, what will happen? It will not accept. Only one time you can add it. Click on save and run. Let's say I'm going to save it here. Admin project, click on the city. Now we have a review records as well as the job application records. Both I have it here. Which type of a report it is?
Yeah.
Tabular report. I did not mention. It did not mention here type of, but here it says summarize its status with, no, which status do I need to go for? Job application status or review status? Click on here status. How many we have? Only one. Let's add it and summarize it with the status. Save and save and run. Let's click on add chart. Now here it says status. Only one field is there, status. And some by rating. Show the balance. Save and click on save. Then are we done with the requirement or do we have anything? Have anything to pending? Okay. Next one is applying the bucket field on the position object. Create a bucket field for open position and another for closed position. Use the bucket field to summarize the report. Now, what is the bucket field here? Now, how do I summarize it? How do I summarize it? How do I summarize it? So think on this while having the lunch. Okay? We'll meet